I got so many great DMs of people talking about how the show's just flowing with all the chaos, and I'm just so proud of that. Bam, we're live. Woo! Can we make Will Plummer's screen big, Souza, and the rest of us tiny? How do we do that? Will Plummer screen.
Crowd is not pretty good.
It looks like a beautiful day, though, and it looks like a beautiful venue, and it does look like a beautiful setup.
Well, how did it look 20 minutes ago, I guess?
This was full right here. Okay. And then over there was pretty decent. It looks like everyone's cleared out because they're setting up for the teams right now.
I mean, people are just missing out. I mean, if you're a CrossFitter and you like CrossFit competition, I mean, I don't know if I personally would go to it, but if you like that stuff, I mean, this is perfect. Is it expensive, Will? How much did it cost to get in there?
I think for the weekend it was around $150.
Okay, is that what you paid? Or are you media?
No, I'm not media. Not real media.
What happened? Okay, we lost Susan and Caleb there behind the scenes. At the end of that, at watching that workout, we saw Chandler Smith doing some pretty crazy heaving.
Yeah.
Some pretty crazy heaving, and then in the final heat, we actually saw Fikowski take a knee.
Yeah, so Chandler had two people. He was the last one off the field from his heat. He had two medics on his side, basically walking him up here. I'll show you the stairs here. Let me flip my camera. The stairs right there. So this is where the athletes enter and exit the field, or they enter on that side and then they exit to this side. So he had two medics basically on each side carrying him up the stairs. And then right about there, Brent Fikowski, after his event, had to stop and held onto the railing for about 15 seconds.
Okay, sorry, I got confused. Let's go back a second. Are you saying that Chandler Smith had two medics help him up, or Fikowski did?
Chandler Smith had two medics. He was the last one off the field for his heat.
Okay.
And then Fikowski basically just had one of the athlete handlers or whatever next to him. But
okay.
He was in better shape than Chandler.
No shit. Okay. Caleb, can you play the video that Will got of Fikowski exit?
Are we frozen?
Don't play it to the end. Just play the part where he's at the stairs, please.
But I like the end.
Caleb, can we get that video again? Oh. Brian Friend, hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
We have two people on site. Will, anything else that you saw that was just crazy?
The wall ball standards. So it was about 50-50. Some people were throwing to the blue line and some were throwing to the white. Colton got the easier line, but it was about a 6 to 12 inch difference.
Okay. Yeah. And which line was the official line? The higher line or the low line?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. No, I was asking the people around, like, hey, do you know what the standard is? And they're like, no clue. It was hit or miss. Chandler was throwing to the white line the entire time, and he was getting some pretty good. He was getting a lot of no reps, but then Matt DeLugos was throwing barely to the blue line every time.
Trina made the comment, what standards? That's a line from the 2008 documentary, Every Second Counts. Matt Mursky screams that. What standards? Great. Do you know that line, Hiller? Is that in your movie repertoire? Oh, Hiller, you need
line
that.
From any movie ever. What?
Oh, good. Okay, good.
I've seen that movie. I got the DVD for sale on Rogue. It's like 10% off on Rogue. It's the only thing.
I have a box of like 400 of the DVDs somewhere in When they cleaned out the office, one of the employees. What happened? Brian ditched us?
Apparently.
Yeah. Okay, brother. Well, thank you very much. Keep up the good work. Thanks for all the insights. And thank you. Have fun.
Yep. See you guys.
I want to apologize right away for the shots I took at thinking that it was going to be silly to do 2 of those dumbbells and then walk up 2 steps. It actually ended up being brilliant, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And when we saw Phil Toon and I mean, having Fikowski drop to one knee, a specimen like him, a guy who's crushing it, and then Phil Toon pass through really puts everything into perspective, right?
Correct. I think that when we were talking about it initially, we thought it was 1 dumbbell. And it ended up being 2 dumbbells, which made a difference, a big difference, especially in the earlier heats. It was really beating people up in the earlier heats.
What do you think? Do you want what's the word? Is it repentance? What do you think, Mr. Howell? Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned when Ben was on that it was 2 dumbbells, and
You did.
And I think the response was it should be 2 100-pound dumbbells. But
right,
obviously after all that shoulder fatigue, it ended up really mattering, and then you see 1 no rep really being the deciding factor between who won the event.
Okay, point Granite Games 1-0, Granite Games 0, the Sevon podcast. I mean, it was that I really enjoyed that event. What happened to my homeboy Travis Mayer? But before anyone starts talking that shit, he's still in 6th place. What happened to Travis Mayer? I mean, really, this was his workout, right?
They have it. Okay. You would think it would be his workout. Yeah, in the past, those are workouts that are rather good for him. High rep wall ball workouts. Have you heard the story about how he did Karen unbroken with a 30-pound wall ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
I
was gonna say I think he's probably better suited for Endure the Sled, but we'll see when that gets here.
Well, both of them, really. Well, generally, you think it would be both of them.
I don't know if I'm feeling better. I don't know if I'm faking it or if I feel better. I don't know. I feel like shit and I'm sweating like a pig. But thank you for asking.
You sound like crap.
Okay, good. Thank you. Something else everyone should know about this show. This is the home cooking show. What does that mean? Home cooking. That means we love who we love because we love them for our own subjective reasons, but we try to bring objective talk to our subjective love. That's why the people get unfair. And people who love the show are welcome to come on at any time. That's why they come and go. And we had Rebecca on and Brian on and Danielle on and Rich on and James on. It's just a love fest. But there is some home cooking. No, I don't need any Vagisil. Thank you though. Okay. Going back to one of yesterday's topics before we talk about this event, did you see the picture that I sent you guys to our thread? I think I sent it to the thread that in weightlifting competitions, they provide rosin.
I did see that.
Okay. What are your, maybe we could even upload that. Caleb, did I send that picture to, oh, thank you, brother. What are your thoughts on that? Because I got some nasty DMs saying, the athletes aren't responsible for the extra long rope, but they are responsible for shit on the platform, and that they were saying there's an inconsistency there. But rosin could have been. I'm assuming rosin's something sticky, right? I don't even know what rosin is. I just like saying it. Rosin.
It's like the shit baseball players put on their grips. The baseball bat. It's like a pine sap type thing.
They have it on like a pitcher's mound and all that. The pitchers use to help grip the baseball when they're throwing it.
So it's the opposite of Vagisil.
Yeah, it's
well, you
not
wouldn't take it
slippery.
because you're being a baby, which is what you said you'd need that for.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to throw it out there. I just want to throw it out there. I don't even know if that's true, if they really do provide that at weightlifting competitions. But if we're going to do weightlifting events at the CrossFit Games, maybe it's important also to follow that pattern also and offer up some rosin. Maybe even teach the guys how to use it. I think the
biggest thing with all that is with the rope and the length of it, it's just something that a lot of people know when you walk into an affiliate. It's like you look at the rope on the floor, it's like, oh, don't roll your ankle on that thing. It's something you go over when you're going over. You have a rope climb workout in the class. It's like, all right, guys, when you're coming down the rope, make sure you don't roll your ankle on it or you cut the ropes. Same sort of deal with no gym that I've ever been in has had a rosin bag there to keep the floors dry when you're doing any. Usually, you try to keep the floors as clean as possible. You don't throw shit on them to keep yourself from slipping. You know what I mean? It's almost like a commonsensical.
Hey, 12,000 wrongs don't make a right, Hiller. That's not some sort of logic I'm going to jump on. Every girl in the world loves you instead of me, so you're better looking than me. No, I'm not. That's just no.
I don't follow that one.
I know. I didn't really
you.
follow. I didn't follow that one either.
Son of a, it's because you're sick. You're off.
I am. I am up. In heat number 1, when Sydney Wells went, Chase mentioned, or Joel mentioned, I can't remember, that she has a full-time job. And I was wondering if any of you guys knew what her full-time job was. I thought that was freaking impressive.
Yeah, I caught that, but I don't think they ever
was
said
a
what it
full-time
was.
job?
Sydney Wells.
Shit. Do you want me to find out?
Yeah, you think it's like some sort of job, like she's like it's like.
Some part of me wants to say nurse, but I could be wrong.
Wait, you just go to ADP? Oh,
what is ADP?
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's like an online payment
so I was
payroll.
wrong.
Wow, so she has like a real job.
Someone
Holy
the
shit.
comment section wins again.
Oh, there it is.
Richard Did you see this guy's name, JR? Richard Margarine.
That's a real job, man.
I know. You would know.
And there's speaking of real jobs, there's Anikha Greer.
Hi, what's up?
Anikha, do you have a real job?
No, I do not have a real. My only real job was coaching at my affiliate, if that even counts, because that's so fun.
Can you believe Sydney Wells is doing as well as she is, and she doesn't have, and she has a job? I mean, like she's on Lincoln with like a word like district manager or something under her name.
Oh, those are big girl words.
Oh, someone's got a YouTube or a radio or a TV. Someone's got something on.
Big girl words.
Oh, someone's got a YouTube or a radio or a TV. Someone.
Either James or Anikha. I think
Anikha.
It's not me, I promise.
James taking James.
That was me. I'm going down.
Okay. Hey, James, I'm gonna go back a second. We were talking. Someone mentioned to me that at weightlifting competition, James meet Anikha, Anikha meet James. I think the rest of you guys know each other.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, thank you.
Anikha had CrossFit Games aspirations, and then they crashed and burned. We did a whole show on it if you want to get caught up on it. When at weightlifting competition, someone said there's rosin on available for the athletes to prevent that slipping. Is that something that?
Yeah, under the chalk. Yeah.
Is that something that they should be providing, you think, at Granite Games?
No.
Okay, fine. Why is that? Why not?
Because how many times, at Granite Games or any CrossFit event are they using a platform?
But I mean, just because they are doing it and it is being done at a high level, right? That you would want to mitigate the chance of injury, or at least politically wise, stop take responsibility off yourself and put it on the athletes. I guess the athletes could bring their own rosin, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is that? You wipe it on your shoes or on the ground?
No, it's like when you go ahead, you're chalking up, and they have this big stand, and on the front of your lifter, it like dries up or gives you the bottom of your lifter's grip.
Okay.
So when you go ahead and do your jerk, you don't slip out.
So you put it on your shoes, on the bottom of your shoes, on the sole of your shoes.
Right.
Have you ever used it, Anikha?
No, I actually have never heard that word in my life until right now.
Taylor, have you used it?
You've never heard of resin?
No.
I could say it's rosin.
It was a joke.
Rosin bag.
No, I never. Well, I'd use it in baseball, but I didn't know they use it in Olympic lifting.
Yeah,
Just like spine bar.
Yeah.
Mr. Hiller?
I have never used it. No.
Mr. Howell?
No, I mean, I've heard of it in baseball. That's it.
Okay. Time to
I
grow
swear
across.
it's rosin. Everyone's saying resin. I think it's rosin. Can we
I was
pull up
like-
like that Google Translate thing or the pronunciator?
You smoke resin.
You do.
All
In
right,
a pinch.
the
Only
man
in a
has
pinch.
spoken.
I know about that too.
Only in a pinch. Impressive that Sydney has a job. What do you think, JR? Can someone who has a full-time, I mean, if she quits the job, do her chances grow or no? Not yet.
Listen.
I mean, you got to eat, right? I don't know what her situation is like financially, and she may not have that option right now. If presented with that option in the future, I would think that being able to focus the hours she spends working, be it remotely or an on-site job, she could probably use that time to train more and recover.
Did you work, Taylor? Do you work?
I coach and work, a lot at an affiliate, manage-ish an affiliate.
Anikha, how do you make ends meet and train?
How do I what? Sorry.
How do you make ends meet and train?
Well, luckily, I have only been an adult for a year, so
I'm sorry.
just coming out of high school last year, I mean, I wasn't financially independent by any means, but now it's mainly through sponsors, and I mean coaching a bit, but when I'm like full season, I don't coach as much because it takes a lot out of you, honestly. So yeah, just sponsors.
Yeah, good on you. And James, what do you tell your top guys? Is it a conversation you have with them? Like, hey, we got to figure out sponsors for you. Oh, I just saw Tudor signed with a new agent, correct?
Yeah. I try not to, given my my last outing, I try not to harp on that too much for my athletes because I don't want them focusing on that. Once you get big in this sport, it can get to your head and make you, care about the money instead of, focusing on the task at hand and staying humble. So I try not to focus on that. And good thing, Tudor, he doesn't really, he has good morals and values. So the money thing is not a thing for him.
So it'll just come. Put in the work, assign it to someone you trust on your team, and let it come.
That's it.
Okay, fair enough. Yesterday we had Danielle Brandon on the show for a short minute, and she showed her ferocity as a competitor. And I didn't see the comments, but I guess there were some comments where people took some shots at her. Hey, look, man. The fact that you care means that you are a fan. The fact that you're saying you're not a fan means that you are a fan. And we all know that. And we know she's adding value to the game by those shots she fired because she got you to react and make a comment. So just sit back, enjoy the show. Getting angry, get angry, but accept the fact that you're angry and it's fun. Enjoy it. Stay in the big picture and just realize she's a fierce competitor and we have a new character in the game. Anikha, she's a character, right?
Facts.
What'd you say?
I said facts. Yes, 100%.
Facts. Yeah. And there was I'll tell you a little story. Danielle Brandon is a giant wave. If you stay close to it, you're safe. If you stay far away from it, you're safe. If you stay in the break, you're fucked up. So either get on the Danielle Brandon train or fucking run for the mountains. But if you're one of her competitors, you're in the break and like there's gonna be violence. There's going to be waves breaking.
Is Tia in the break?
No, not yet. Tia's has run off. I don't know where Tia's gone. Tia's surfing the top of the wave. Tia's surfing Danielle.
Did you see the little thing I made that kind of cut that and made it so everybody could see it?
Danielle.
What?
It brought up the conversation that we're talking about where it's like Danielle kind of like put her foot in the ground. It's like, here I am. And she kind of like made her voice heard. I think that's what we're talking about, isn't it?
She pissed on the carpet.
No,
Yeah.
the thing with the no reps. I want to see the big girls get no reps or something. Wasn't it that comment? Yeah. Okay.
No. Mine was in relation to the hair. You were talking about the hair. Oh, okay. I misunderstood the one you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. That one was good too. Oh, so Rebecca made a rebuttal to that?
No, I just kind of brought it up, and they were talking in the comments on a reel that I made on Instagram, and it was cordial. It was good stuff. They understood that like what was going on, and it wasn't like screw you, fuck you.
Okay, good. Mr. Fred, hi.
Sorry about that.
No. I'm glad you're trying.
I got a phone call. I had to take.
How's Mr. Brent Fikowski? He had a tremendous run. I mean, what a push. He looked like a beast out there, but then we saw some video of him going up the stairs and he looked wounded, to say the least.
It's a tough workout. I mean, you heard what Phil Toon said, and he looked good finishing and still said he felt terrible. So I think that's just a tough one, and everyone knew that about Granite games. These middle three workouts are really, really going to be high demand on the athletes.
We also Will Plummer reported to us that Chandler Smith had to be helped by two medics off the field. Is he okay?
I haven't heard anything yet, but that didn't look good. I mean, obviously I saw him implode on the workout, but I think it was more than that. I mean, he didn't look like himself yesterday. Not just his performance, but he just don't seem to have the usual like excitement or enthusiasm that some people sometimes he's had. So I don't know. I just don't think maybe he's not feeling well to begin with, but then you start having bad performances, and even if you've been around for a while, sometimes it's just, you can get down on yourself. So I just hope he's okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the last time we see him this weekend.
No shit, like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
Um,
You know, this next event's not that easy either. If he's not feeling well, like, I don't know. And he's already, he's probably not in a contending position. So it reminds me of what happened to Ricky Garrar, but that was workout one. He still had a good finish, so he had a reason to come back and fight for it. If Chandler feels like he's out of the fight and something is wrong at all, maybe he will not risk it.
Travis, he didn't get carried off. He just had two medics help him off.
Travis Mayer?
No, Travis Brault.
Oh.
Just some random dude on here. Where's your good headphones, Brian? Did they get left in your other bag?
Oh, maybe it's not. I don't know. No. This is what I have when I'm walking around right now.
Okay. When we talked about this workout, this show is just, I have these guys on my show are just always talking shit about workouts and just talking shit about the events and blah blah blah. I don't want to name names. I think those guys all have to eat crow. I think that was a brilliant workout. And even I thought those last 10 reps would be stupid, and I thought that was brilliant. And the fact that we're seeing people like Phil Toon hurting, Fikowski down, Chandler Smith getting KO'd, and yet still finishing in the time cap, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Do you have any comments?
Yeah. I don't know. I like both the workouts today because I think there's a good balance between strengths. You can excel on the wall balls and the dumbbell stuff, but what are you going to do when you come to the muscle ups? And this afternoon, the same thing with the barbell. I actually watched some of the Masters athletes do this snatching test bar workout this morning, and you saw people exchanging the lead. Some guys would touch the barbell and come to a stop on the pull-ups, and then see how they hang on in the back half. So I kind of like the workouts like that where you get a little bit of gymnastics, a little bit of weightlifting, and see who's the best at managing both.
Taylor, would you argue that there should have been a 20-minute time cap so that would have made you feel better?
No. I like the workouts by themselves. The whole point is that there's only 6 workouts and 4 of them are the same.
Fair. Okay. Okay. Fair.
That's a generalization, and that's why Brian's laughing, because I'm making a vast generalization. But
I understand what you're saying. It's in but it stops my point. It's a great rebuttal to my point. It's not the workouts in particular you're against. It's just them being used to determine who goes on to the games in conjunction with one another over these 3 days.
What did Anikha think about that?
Thanks, Brian. I don't know. I think this last workout was a big medley of movements. I kind of looked at it first. I was like, so what are they testing other than pain? But I mean, I can agree with Taylor. When you only have 6 workouts, you have to do what you would want to test. I'm not incredibly familiar with like the rest of the workouts for the weekend, to be honest. But so I guess I don't really have that valid of an opinion if I don't really know the rest of the workouts. But I do think this last workout was definitely just kind of a medley of a lot of movements, and it was just kind of like who can hurt. And yeah, 10 wall balls. Yeah, like that's a lot of movements. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be like a good workout to do. I'm sure it's really hard, but it's kind of like, what specifically are they testing there?
Yeah, I don't even understand that question, but that's a question that these guys like J.R. Howell and Taylor and Hiller throw around a lot. What are they testing? I don't know. Who can do the most wall balls the fastest?
Capacity, and then also there's 30 muscle ups in there, so there's definitely some gymnastic skill.
Right.
But they're also testing.
I mean, they're shoulder.
Why do you insult JR by grouping him in with those guys?
It just happens. So
there's there's shoulder interference in every single movement other than the GHD. They went overhead in event 1, they went overhead in event 2, they went overhead this event, and they're going overhead again with the snatches for 32 reps. So in general, I mean, the first 4 workouts being really, really shoulder intensive, it's going to be interesting to see how the snatches go for a lot of those guys. And then workouts 5 and 6 don't have anything overhead.
I mean,
I got one more question if you want, then I got to go. Otherwise,
are you happy with Colton Mertens?
Very happy. I think that he did really well on that workout. The men's field's tightening up a bit, but he's right in the mix, so I think he's probably going to be good on this next one, and then it's all going to be about the last day for him. So I think he'll be happy with that too, probably.
Okay, and can you check in on Travis Mayer? I'd like to know if like something's wrong.
That was surprising. I thought he would have a top 5 finish at worst on that workout. I think he finished 14th or something like that. It's not terrible, but I don't think he can afford another one that bad.
Okay.
If I get a chance to talk to him or Max, I'll let you know.
Okay, tell Chase and Joel they're killing it. We're loving it. We're loving it. Thank you.
Will do.
Yep, thanks.
Whoa. Fuck.
What were you
Please,
going to
no-
ask him?
Please,
I
no
want to know if
swearing on
he's
the show.
changed his. Yeah, of course, no swearing on the show. Has he changed his opinion on Phil Toon yet? Does he think he's going to beat Justin Medeiros at the CrossFit Games?
No, dude, it just depends on there's running and swimming and riding a bike.
And there's Phil Toon.
Man, he looked good. He looks good.
He just beat Brent Fikowski and a chipper. When are you guys going to start?
How bad is Phil Toon swimming, Taylor? How bad is it?
I'm so broke, but I will take
drown.
out a big bet against you, Andrew, on Justin versus Phil at the games.
Fine. I gotta have odds though, because Justin already won once and Phil Toon's coming out of nowhere.
Who's better, Patrick Vellner or Phil Toon at swimming?
Vellner.
Vellner's
shoot.
better. Vellner's better than Toon, and that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point.
I'm gonna say
That's such a good dude, but man,
What does Anikha think? Anikha, who's gonna win the games this year?
Oh, please.
Justin. I mean,
Thank you, Anikha.
I know. I just like to take a stance that isn't quite the typical.
I think in the next couple of years there'll definitely be some guys that will be pushing for it, but I don't think they're quite there this year.
Well, I think Danny Spiegel's going to beat Tia Toomey, so
King of the hot takes.
You really?
no, I don't.
She said to you, really?
I want to ask all you guys. I want to ask you guys all a question. What is if I say how many pull-ups can you always do? So if you were to if I said, hey, you have to do pull-ups for 20 minutes, or let's say 30 minutes, and you had to choose a set and just keep doing that set for 30 minutes with little breaks, what sets would you choose, Taylor?
Probably 7.
What kind of pull-ups? Skipping, strict,
just pull-ups,
chest
just
to
pull-ups,
bar?
any kind, any kind.
You got to be
Pull-ups.
more.
Okay, let's say strict. Let's say strict pull-ups.
Oh.
Strict
Okay.
pull-ups?
5.
4.
10.
Are
One.
we trying to get as many as we can in a half hour?
No, yeah.
5.
4.
I would do triples every 30 seconds for a half hour.
Yeah, I'd probably do something like that too. I'd do 3, 4, or 5. Definitely not 10. Anikha, how many?
I said 1, but
1. Okay, fair. James Townsend. I heard Mal O'Brien, because that comes out of my mouth sometimes. Like you could wake me up, hit me with the bat as hard as you can, and I can do 3 pull-ups. Like there's just I do 3 pull-ups from my grave. You could dig me out. 3 pull-ups are just nothing. And when she said in her post interview, Ms. Mallory O'Brien said this, I can always do 5 muscle ups. I was just like,
yeah, I get that.
you do get that?
Yeah.
Tell me, James, go.
It's something. I mean, that's clearly something. I always like to say to my athletes is that you can do 5.
Yeah, that's amazing to me.
Always know you can do 5. When you're on ring muscle ups or bar muscle ups, you can always push 5. Like 5 is that comfortable number that you can do.
So you tell her that. So if you had an athlete who said 3, you'd be like, no, you can always do 5. You put that in them. You make them believe.
3, yeah, you can get to 5.
Yeah. That's impressive. What do you think, Anikha? What were you going to say? You can always do 5 muscle ups too?
I 100%, like if I have a big set of muscle ups, I don't know why I'm more confident in my ring muscle ups than I am strict pull ups, clearly. But like, if there's a big set of muscle ups and I start with something big, like I know I can always go back to 5s and I'll be fine. Like if it's sets of 5s in a workout, I'm like, like that's basically rest because you only have to do 5. Like 5's such a comfortable number.
Wow.
I understand that.
I guess I've never done kipping muscle up, so I guess I don't know. But man, that just seems nuts to me. How many do you do? Does 5 sound like a lot to you, Hiller? Can you always do 5?
5 muscle ups? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
could probably do them right now, and I can't even straighten my arm.
Mr. Crash
It'd be a no
CrossFit.
rep then, so.
You guys, you none of you guys are impressed by that. You're not impressed by that either, JR. It's just like, yeah, you got to be able to always do 5.
Yeah.
Mr. Self. Well, fuck. Thanks for ruining the show. Okay. Danny Spiegel, strong work. Pardon me?
You getting text messages? Is that you?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Sorry. I love this shit.
You're always yelling at
People
us
are
for our
texting me telling me
audio.
that I look like I'm gonna die. People are texting me telling me I look like I'm gonna die on the show. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know what I should bring up. Don't remind me. Don't have me look at my text messages again. Danny Spiegel looked strong. Danny Spiegel looked amazing. She came back so strong. She did what she needed to do. Can I see the women's placement? But none of her reps look good to me. Not none. I'm exaggerating. Half her reps don't look good to me. I hate to say it, but same with Fikowski. Now, I'm not on the field. I'm open to someone telling me to shut the fuck up. But the wall balls from her and Fikowski, it's just like, are any of you seeing that?
Are you talking about the wall balls, the overhead squats, the muscle ups? What part of it are you looking at?
No, the wall ball specifically for her and Fikowski. I'm really impressed.
Danny Spiegel's wall balls, you could only see, like I said in a post I made, 6 of them. It's almost as if the CrossFit Games was strategically trying to avoid looking at her doing wall balls by showing the freaking crowd. And I'm not saying that there's any sort of conspiracy theory going on here, but of the ones that we saw,
yes,
they didn't look good. Yes, I am. No, they didn't look good. And you can see that in the little video I put together. You can go to the clip within the stream and see that they don't look very good. And you can see that the judge did give her a couple of no reps, but then you don't know what the rest of them look like. And you have to assume that the judge was doing the right job. But from the ones we saw, it's looking like it's not probably the right call for the majority of them.
And the women, go ahead.
I was going to say, I did notice, I saw Danny and Brent squatting. It's tough to see on, I think it's tough to see on camera, depending on the angle. It looked close. What I noticed that I thought was really interesting was Mal O'Brien seemed to be the only athlete that touched both heads of her dumbbells to the ground on the dumbbell.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, and I just thought that was really weird. I just thought it was weird because it's definitely an advantage when you can angle the dumbbells down and touch the bottom head. So I wonder if her judge was making her do that or if she was just, fucking packing it in even more than just beating everybody by a minute.
How come everyone's talking about Fikowski's wall balls? I don't think that I noticed Fikowski's wall balls looking all that bad, but his overhead squats, it didn't look like he was extending at the top of his initial 20. That's what I noticed with Fikowski.
I mean, it's hard to tell. None of them look below parallel to me. If the line is to go below parallel, none of them look below parallel. Neither did Danny's.
Somebody made the comment, if it was too parallel, Spiegel still don't look good.
I agree.
Like if they were powerlifting standards, and Savannah, I know you don't know much about powerlifting, but all they have to do is hit parallel, not break parallel, which is the CrossFit standard. They don't look good on Spiegel's end.
So look, did you see?
Yeah.
She did, yes.
She had the white pants on.
And Chandler Smith, ass to grass.
Correct.
Mallory O'Brien, ass to grass.
Correct. It makes the other people look even worse.
Yeah, and they're right next to these other people, and you're just like, yeah, it's just screwing everything up. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, she's taking what the judge gives her.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We said that yesterday about Mel and her jerk as well, and I would be a hypocrite to say that. So, yeah, this one would be on the judge. For as much as I've tried to be on the judge's side this week, and those were some bad calls on the judge.
Go ahead, Anikha. Sorry, go ahead.
With Danny, like, just because she has those huge legs, like, and I noticed this when I like power snatch because I have like big hamstrings too. You can get away with hitting parallel and looking like you're hitting depth because your hamstrings dip under like parallel, but your hip crease doesn't. So like she can hit parallel and hitting full depth because that happens to me when I wall ball because everybody's trying to like not go full depth on wall balls. You don't have to. Well, not full depth, but not like ass to grass wall balls because that's like so much more effort than you need to with a 14-pound ball. But you can kind of ride that line if you have these huge hamstrings that make it look like you're going, yeah, like see right there, that's good day. Those are my hamstrings look like touching the ground. But that's
great
like
mouse work, Caleb. Great mouse work.
I never heard that before. That's good.
Yeah, but right there, your hip
crease.
But here's the thing: your hip crease is below your knee.
Yeah, there it is.
If you put a quarter on it, it's rolling down.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
The hip crease is below the knee.
Yeah.
It's close. Go back. Look at the top of the knee. Look at the top of the knee.
I probably was lower. It's just where that picture was taken. That wasn't
for
where
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the
She's
judge.
also not in a
I thought that
competition.
too.
We don't know
Anikha,
what that is.
I thought the judge was being tricked by. I thought the judge was being tricked by the hamstring also.
Yeah. Her hamstrings basically touch the ground, but
From a land far, far away, known as
We got
Canada,
two Canadians.
where all the homes are built of wood.
Holy shit.
He's not supposed to be
Anikha,
on
were
yet.
you
I
just
don't
were you
think.
just trying to explain how you cheat depth? How are you a dealer?
Are you in a sauna?
No, I'm just in a wood house. Feels like a sauna on a hot day though, because there's no AC in this bitch.
You're strobing, so either we're on LSD or you're on LSD. Hey, is that yours, James? You got another one?
Yeah, it's my first son,
Oh my goodness, what's his name?
Azariah.
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 What's up, little man?
Patrick, did you get a chance to watch any of the work being done today?
They've just done one, right?
Yes.
So far?
Oh, wait, today, yes.
Yeah. I've seen I watched that. A little bit, I don't know.
Drop
Some
it.
questionable-
What do you got?
Some questionable things going on out there. Well, I don't want to sewer anybody, but there were some soft lockouts on those clean and jerks. And I do think dumbbell overhead squat with single arm it's asking for trouble, frankly. Anytime that's in anywhere, it's hard to get uniform judging on that movement. So I don't know.
You're talking about the teamwork, the team competition.
Nope.
No, the chipper
No.
that the individuals did.
Dumbbell overhead squat is just below pistols as far as asking for trouble, in my opinion.
It's tough. It's like, and I mean, everybody, you get a little cockeyed, you get a little twisty, and then it's just like, it's tough. Frankly, like I move reasonably well, and it's hard. It's a hard movement. So it's that chipper was gnarly though. I think it was hot. Some people looked messed up.
Did you see? We in the beginning of the show we talked about how Chandler had to be taken off the field by two medics and not carried off, but escorted off. And then someone sent us some footage of Fikowski. There's some stairs you have to exit the stadium on, and he had to stop and take a break. I was shocked to see Fikowski like 4 reps from the end drop to one knee. I mean, that's pretty uncharacteristic of a champ.
I mean, he went hard in the middle there because the muscle ups in that workout is where he needed to work harder than anybody else. And he did everything he could to stay even with the leaders and then try to pull away on the wall balls. But at that stage, if people are going unbroken on wall balls, you can't buy a few seconds from anybody. So, I mean, I think he just pushed it to like almost a red line point. He was doing like doubles on the muscle ups to finish and then had to just ride that red line for the next fucking 10 minutes. So I am not surprised to see that. I think it's going to be interesting to see how people perform on their next event tonight because I'll admit I have been in that situation before where I can only take about 10 steps off the competition floor and then I got to sit down again. But usually it's on the last event of the day. So, there's got to be a serious regroup that happens now. I will say I saw the finishes for most of the heats. I watched like the men and heats 2 and 3 men and women go. Sorry, I didn't watch heat 1. But
if I told you Anthony Davis,
Fisagoffi's finish broke my heart. That was one of the hardest things to watch ever.
was that in the second heat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was she had one clean and jerk left at the end, and it took her about 2 minutes to finish.
Oh, damn.
Tough.
It was very difficult to watch. And she needed that finish too, I think, points wise to put her back in contention. So that's always hard.
She still took 6th.
Did she? Okay, I didn't actually check the leaderboard afterwards. She got beat in that heat, and I assumed at least a handful of people in the next heat would still take her. So that's good.
Yeah. Hey, if I would have told you that Anthony Davis was going to beat Travis Mayer in that workout, and I wanted to bet you $100, would you have taken that bet?
I would have taken that bet.
Yeah, me too.
That was very surprising. Yeah.
And he came in? He almost beat Colton Mertens. Anthony Davis came in 6th.
Yeah, I mean, obviously has really good wall ball capacity, good aerobic capacity. It's just, again, it's same as Brent. Like I want to go back and they weren't showing him, but I would love to see what his 30 muscle ups look like because that's where that's impressive for him. He's a big boy.
He they showed us a bunch. He was killing it. He did great. He may have been the first
That's
off the
awesome.
muscle ups. He may have been the first off the muscle ups.
That would surprise me.
What do you guys think? I think he came off one or two.
No. Phil was, and then
I think
he
Phil was,
came off like 2 seconds right after Phil.
Okay.
Did you
That's
notice
right.
Bukowski's wall balls, Patrick?
What about them?
I'm just there's a bunch of people who are trying to say that they were no good, and I'm watching them right now, and they look fine by me.
Should ask Anikha. He's got big ass hamstrings.
Hey, see, they're A.
I think his wall balls. I've seen him do wall balls many times up close, and they are generally well below parallel. So I would find it surprising to hear that they were not good. I do think in a workout like that with 150, knowing he's a big body, like if you watch his overhead squats, it's the same. Like he goes to parallel, but he's not really dipping it down as low as he can. Like he's cutting off his range of motion to try to not move triple the distance of some of the other athletes on the floor, right? So in order to be competitive, I think it wouldn't surprise me to see he did a wide stance and things like that to try to keep himself from doing like an extra 6 inches every wall ball. But yeah, I mean. I'm sure if he got a rep taken away, he'd probably fix it. I know he lost a few on the overhead squats, and he started squatting a little deeper. So that's a competition for you, baby.
Are you packing?
Yeah, I head to Montreal tomorrow morning.
What do you think about the workout so far? Atlas has released.
I think they're overprogrammed, but it is what it is. I think that the first event is actually funny. And then beyond that, it's like, I just think there's pieces that don't need to be. I don't know. It looks like it's trying too hard. I'll say that. Like something like the chipper that we have, the mini chipper that's like 30 muscle ups, 25 burpee box jump overs, 15 squat snatches. Like that burpee box jump over doesn't really need to be 30 inches. It just sort of slows people down for no reason. The squat snatch is going to be on a short bar at 205, and that's probably not that necessary. I don't know. It's just like it feels like it's a bit much, and like that handstand push-ups is like it's 45 deficit handstand push-ups per time. Like the rest of it's a little bit, it's going to be a grind. But the guy who has the best deficit parallel handstand push-ups at 12 inches will win the workout.
Patrick, I want to apologize. Someone in the comments was so rude. They said I would be packing too if I lived in Canada. I'm sorry. I just want to apologize for that. That's
As in they would be leaving, or they would have a weapon.
Both.
Oh well, that's topical.
Do you have any concerns, Patrick? Are we going to see you at the games? Like, are you feeling just, like $1 million? You going in there, whoop some ass, come home, hug the baby, kiss the wife.
I never really feel like $1 million, but you do what you can with what you got. I think
is 32 old? Are you old?
I'm not 32 yet. I'll be 32 at the games.
Well, I'm looking at the game site. It says you're 32, so you probably are.
I think they just go based on whatever. 32 super old, but I'm not 32 yet, so it doesn't matter.
All right. When's your birthday?
July 14th. So I expect a gift now from all of you.
Yes, I'm putting it on my calendar actually right now.
I already made a video for you. That was your gift.
Perfect. Yeah.
My head.
Yeah, Atlas will be good. The men's field is quite strong at Atlas. I think it's not the deepest, maybe. I don't know. Lots of people I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I know the kind of general, those Quebec guys are really strong, like Adler and Vigneault, Caron. Looking at the events, I think there's, Alex Caron, I think we'll have a very strong competition. You can't not show up. I think if I show up and I perform well, I'll be fine. But I'm expecting to go back to the games. Yeah.
Vigneault's did Vigneault make it to the games last year?
Yes.
I think so.
I think he finished 9th or something like that.
Okay. So it is a strong. You're with a strong group of guys. There's at least 5 really strong guys there who are going to do well at the games.
I think so.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, there's guys that have had success like Jeff's been very successful at the games, and then one year, like I think he may have got cut last year, but it always just kind of depends what comes up, and cuts can kind of mess up the systems like that. So they're all very strong, and in a 6-event competition, like they'll all be good. Caron had a strong performance at Wadapalooza. Like Jeff was very good at Rogue this year. Like those guys have all a good, strong competition pedigree, and I expect them to not make a lot of mistakes.
Is it an indoor venue?
Yes. It'll be all indoor. We have all our events out now, and they have like a track and stuff next door and stuff like that, but it looks like we're not using any of that stuff.
I'm looking. I'm looking through. I think did I call Brent the champ and someone's having a tizzy about it? Because I would love to retract it. I apologize. It's my fault. I should never have called Brent the champ. I'm sorry. I'm wrong.
The champ of what?
I don't know. Who cares? I just called him
my
the champ.
CrossFit championship. Come on,
He's
guys.
fucking great. I'm sorry. But I retract it. I'm sorry. I really do retract it.
I think you said a champ.
Yeah, I regret ever saying anything nice about Fikowski. I was wrong. Sorry. I really do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Pat,
How does go ahead.
Pat, I was going to ask what you thought about Phil Toon. And do you think
that's what I was going to ask?
Do you think he's going to beat Justin at the games? This is
stop asking that.
Phil,
hey, who's the worst swimmer? Let me ask some questions here. Fucking ask if who's going to beat him. No one's beating Justin ever.
Who's the worst swimmer at the CrossFit Games?
Who's worst swimmer? You or Phil Toon?
Oh, me for sure.
Oh, no, that's not what these guys say. Phil, they say Phil couldn't pass you in a motorboat.
That's absolutely not what I said.
They said Phil's so bad he would get in he sunk the Titanic. He got in there and just put a hole in it. They said he sucks.
I heard. Never mind. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Phil looks good though. I think I was very impressed with that chipper from Phil. Although I will say it's not entirely unexpected. Phil has really, really good shoulder endurance.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was a very big shoulder endurance chipper. So it was great because I think in the past that I've been aware of him, he's struggled with some longer events, generally with high volume pulling though. Anything pressing, he's a fucking monster. So it's good to see. Like it was a sweet finish, and he looked off Fikowski in that last little bit, and it was awesome. So he's looking good. I think it's we'll see what happens in the next couple events. I think looking at the way people hit the field at the end of that workout, it might be a war of attrition. And you might see some people starting to fall apart with like 3 events left, 2 events left, and just like not recovering well and not looking like themselves. Like I would say, even in that event, like looking at guys like Chandler, even guys like Travis, that just like a couple times you're like, really? Like looking at some of the breaks Travis took on wall balls, it was like uncharacteristic. So sometimes that's how competition is, man. You get out there on the heat on the field, and it's like it can floor you. So if you look at Phil's tan, he's obviously been working in the heat a lot.
Dude,
he lives in Naples.
He's crazy
So
dark.
I don't think it's gonna affect him. I know, it's hilarious. He's so dark, it's unreal. Looks like he's 40.
Oh man, hey, I used to say that to him all the time, and he kind of put an end to it. Yeah, he put an end to it. He said something to me that made me.
Rattlesnake skin. I love it.
Yeah,
he looks like a Buick seat.
Careful, you're gonna piss him off. He's gonna take you down at the games now.
Yeah,
dude, I told him
like,
I want to Palooza. And then
he's
know what
got
he
some-
did? He went out and fumbled the sandbag 5 times and took last in the Dolly event.
Oh,
Dale, it was Dale.
He's got a little bit of that thug life look, and he also looks like he's got 100 years of life in a 22-year-old man's body. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah,
I like
he's a
Phil.
senior.
He's good stuff, but it's so. I think it's like he's so tanned, and I'm like not at all, right? Like we're like ebony.
No. When you get off, we'll talk
lanes
about how
next to
white
each
you
other.
are. Don't worry.
It looks so funny. So I just like him. The palest dude could possibly stand next to him. So in Miami, we were having a good laugh about it.
Have you ever pulled out of a competition?
No.
why not?
Oh, I never had a good enough reason.
Good question.
Well, I thought maybe like, I guess that's probably about as good of an answer as you could have, or you were just going to finish no matter what.
No,
What's the worst thing? What's the closest you've been then? If there even has been one of those.
Twice I was pretty close. 2016 regionals, I tore my bicep in the first event.
Of course.
And they were like pretty close to medically withdrawing me, and I kind of like talked them out of it. And then the games in 2018 after that cargo net, it was the same thing. I like bruised my lung. I had to go to the hospital and get like a scan and stuff, and I had bad lung contusion. So they almost forced me to withdraw then as well, but I talked them out of it again.
Every athlete who's pulled out for like something weird, those are extreme in my opinion, and you didn't pull out. Like that should be a clip that most athletes have to hear. And I'm not saying that every athlete should just like go on no matter what, but lung contusion and torn bicep.
Not no matter what.
I know. That's why I said not no matter what.
But, I think sometimes people are looking for a way out. I will say that.
Hey, most guys who have a torn bicep really want to be pulled out because they don't want to be drug tested after that one.
That was pecs, I think. But
Both.
And that was that was the next year. But yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes like if things aren't going well, there's also like I think I'm stubborn in that sense, probably beyond reason. But it's not. It's also maybe because I've had some pretty sweet comebacks in my career, so I'm always just like, hey man, dream's still alive. Fuck it. But there is a good reason. Like if you hurt your back and like I have 2 events left, I'm in 7th. Is there a risk of like making this significantly worse? You need to make reasonable decisions for your own longevity that like, all right, does it make sense for me to like fight tooth and nail, maybe hurt myself worse and then like finish 1 place higher? Like maybe not. Like if you're in a podium hunt, maybe you want to risk it and it's worth it for you. Maybe you'd rather go back to the drawing board and put 3 solid months of training in instead of being nursing an injury. Like that's kind of generally, you have to weigh that out as an athlete and nobody can make that decision for you. Like the bicep tear thing, I basically looked at them like, is it going to get any worse? And they're like, no, it's fully torn. And I said, well, then like, let's do this thing. And same with the lung contusion. I was like, does it get worse? So they're like, no, the impact's over. Like it's not going to get worse, but you might have hurt other organs or things and we just can't be sure. So I said, well, like, can we check in after every event? And like, if I feel anything weird, I'll let you know. They're like, yeah. And we'll be watching you very, very closely. And that one was kind of like, I was coughing up blood and shit. So they're like, like if we see anything, if you like come off the floor and run to the bathroom,
the 2018 games, you were coughing blood from that net fall.
And he still finished.
Yeah.
What place did you take in the games that year?
But anyway, those are like, it's just not, and I'm not saying that's the right thing to do because I don't know if it is.
What place did he take? What place did you take in the games that year, 2018?
2nd.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat,
Pat,
if you could win the swim, you win the games, right? Pat, it's that easy, right? For you?
Yeah, if you win all the events, you win the games. That's what I hear.
But just that one, you just fix your swimming and you win the games.
Maybe. Depends what all the other events are.
Can't you just lock yourself in a closet and swim for 9 months? No, you're good at all the other shit. You're fucking savage.
I'm good at all the other stuff because I practice it a lot, though, too, right?
All right.
If all I did was swim, I don't know if that's how it would work. Anyways, it's not to say I've been swimming a lot. I swim like a couple times a week at least nowadays, and, it gets better, but I still don't think I'm ever going to win the swim event, but we'll make it better.
If you need any tips on how to shorten your range of motion for squatting, Anikha will tell you. I'll get you her phone number after the show.
I appreciate that.
Does anyone have any questions for Patrick before we let him go back to his packing for Atlas?
JR.
Yeah, Pat, how many photos do you have to be asked to be taken before the competition starts before you become very disgruntled?
Ooh.
Before, I'll take all the pictures you want. Before. During, I sometimes get a little bit cold, but I swear I'm a nice guy. If I've ever looked you off on a photo, please understand that it was a bad time for me.
Yeah,
that's
kind of
that.
right.
You are one of the nicest, warmest gentlemen I've ever met at a games event. I'll totally vouch for that.
I appreciate that. But, sometimes you're just locked in and it's like, hey, I'll be in the photo, but I might not smile.
Yeah, you don't owe taking a picture of the fucking anyone. You're not trying to sell protein powder.
You know what, though? I think that you do need to take stock sometimes and realize that, like, the things that I get to do are very cool and we're pretty lucky. And the reason why anybody gives a shit is because people want to come take photos and that people are watching and they like what we do. So you do need to check yourself.
What if you just had the reputation of being the guy that just told little kids like to fuck off?
Well,
you could sell something. You could sell kettlebells with like horns and shit. Then
probably, I'm sure you'd get on some podcasts. It might not be the ones you want to be on.
Right.
Maybe this one.
Right. All right, buddy. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. So we asked. We took a poll. Have you ever pulled out?
Nope.
And 37% of the people said yes, and 63% said no. So
is that all it was? Have you ever pulled out?
Yeah, that was the poll. What, you think we forgot something in the verbiage?
Your stats might be skewed a little bit. I'm not sure.
Skewed stats.
All right, Vellner, I love you to death. We'll be bugging you next week. Thanks for coming on, dude.
All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
How much do you love that, James? The lung and the bicep story, and just keep going. That's like some NFL shit, right?
Was that? Yeah, I was about to say all you gotta do is put deer antler on and you good. You know. But was that the ring dip one? When like five guys.
It was
Snatch.
2016. It was the year before.
I think he
Snatch ladder.
tore it on a snatch ladder.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
did that compromise him? Does anyone know? Like, how is he still so good? I don't think he had that thing reattached. You don't need that thing?
It's just it depends on which part of the bicep tendon you tear, but for the most part,
James
shoulder
is shaking his
stability.
head.
It's in the eyebrows, Hiller?
It's all in the eyebrows. You can't
Oh.
even see his eyebrows. They're so blonde. No, it's in his freaking head, man.
I want to
He doesn't even consider leaving the competition.
I want to play you guys a clip that someone sent me, and they said, "What the fuck is this?" And you come, can you play that clip? It's Chandler Smith wiped out.
Chandler Smith just looks wiped. And these are important points. If you're even with Edgerman,
Come on.
What did you guys hear him say?
Nah.
He didn't though. He said, I heard him say the first time I heard someone said to me, and they go, "Did he just say Chandler Smith looks white?" But
White.
go ahead. Wiped, yes.
Wiped out.
White. He looks wiped out.
White. Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Nah,
yes,
good.
Mike.
He's
I
good.
know.
Chandler's good. He's good.
He is good.
He's good.
He's good.
Before we go, we have to also talk about Marquand. Speaking of home cooking, clearly our buddy James Townsend has some love for this cat, and
That's right.
and he kept himself alive, didn't he?
Yeah. I sent him a text earlier this morning, and I'm not his coach or anything, but we're pretty tight, and he's like, any tips or help? And I just told him, one event at a time, man. You put in all this hard work, believe in that hard work that you put in. You're not out there just to, for shits and giggles. You're out there to compete. So, one workout at a time. And now we got workout 4, so let's focus on that.
And can we bring up workout 4?
He has to finish top 3 to have a chance on this workout.
And let's see. Let's talk about whether this is a good workout for him.
Well, he's got last chance qualifier. That's still a chance.
Right.
Agreed. Okay. I didn't know we were thinking about that.
And what is that? 6th, 7th, and 8th place?
This isn't the next workout.
Yeah.
The next workout's the snatch one with the chest.
Speed chipper, I believe it's called.
And
what's the weight on that? The weight on is 175, 120?
175. I believe it's a short bar. They're probably just going to load 185 on a shorty.
Oh, man.
Maybe. I don't know.
120-yard shuttle run, 16 snatches, 36 chest-to-bar pull-ups, 160-yard shuttle run, 36 chest-to-bar pull-ups, 16 snatches, 120-yard shuttle run. Anikha, is this a sprint? Are there breaks? How do you attack this? How do the best guys attack this? What does Marquand have to do to take 3rd? Sorry, did I interrupt a TikTok?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
That is the last thing you will ever catch me doing. I'll tell you that much. I'm just
good
thinking.
for you.
Yeah, no, that ain't my vibe. I'll tell you that much. I'm on my phone, so I have to look like this close. So I hope you enjoy this close up. But
yes,
it's great. This is a tricky workout because you could get tricked into going unbroken on the first set of chest to bar if you're good at them. But I wouldn't do that. I think smart breaks and literally no transition time. Like if you're doing singles, like at 120, you could do 120 is such an awkward weight because you can easily cycle that, but is it worth it? I've never seen this workout before. Sometimes it takes me a while to process these.
While you think about it, let me ask. She did bring up some interesting points. It is an interesting weight. How would you coach someone to do this, James?
I think on the back half, depending on where they're at in the leaderboard, I would say start off with singles. Hold on the chest to bars. We'll have a game plan. So if I say we'll split it up in 18-18, but if you feel good, you make the you make the executive decision to go unbroken. But if you feel as if that you can't go unbroken, stick to the game plan. 18-18. Long strides on the shuttles. Same game plan. If you feel good and on your chest to bar, stick with it. All right, now we got to go on the snatches. 5s. 3 sets of 5 or 1 set of 6, and then the rest
touch
5.
and go. Touch and go.
Yeah, touch and go, and then sprint on the shuttle.
JR, how would you recommend if you were telling Taylor to do this? How would you recommend he do it?
Well, if I know Taylor's doing it, I know he's a really good snatcher and he's good at chest to bar pull up. So I don't see any grip issue on those first 52 reps. I think the workout starts to take shape after the 160. Who's doing the 160 with a purpose and who's just using it for a break in between 72 chest to bars.
Exactly.
So you have that chunk of 72 there. People that are really good at chest to bar, I still think you may see go like 18, 12, 6, because you can take a 3-2-1 break on a chest to bar. But when you get tired on snatches, you're resting more than 3 seconds. So I think when you get to those 16 snatches, who's going to be able to go 11 through 16 the fastest?
I think I would probably try singles the whole way on the snatches, some smart breaks on the chest to bar, then you got to throttle the run.
Attaboy Taylor.
Savon
doesn't like to ask me what I would do.
Anikha, if you are doing singles on these, are you following it down like no break, right? Like you drop from the top and it's still bouncing and you're like trying to get it?
Yeah. Exactly. I was just thinking, sometimes I have to like go through workouts in my head to kind of get the feel for how I break things up. But I'm kind of thinking, for me, at least myself as an athlete, when I start to do touch and go sets, because I'm still working on like barbell cycling, I will take too long of a break between sets. So I'm almost better here to play to my strength of chest. Like I'm quite good at chest to bars. So I could try to do both of those unbroken and do singles on the snatches the whole way and not worry about my grip there. Like I can recover my breath doing single snatches at 120. So if I can like push the shuttles, catch my breath doing singles on the snatches, like catch people doing the chest to bar unbroken, same kind of thing. Like maybe if I get to the last couple snatches and I'm like, all right, I feel good, I can bang out some touch and go. But if I can hold like the 236 chest to bar pull-ups unbroken, like kind of shake out my arms while I run, I think that would like play to your strengths on this one. If you're a better barbell cycler, play to that. If you're better at chest to bar, play to that.
James, let's talk some shit here so we can apologize when we come back at 7:15. Is there anything wrong with this workout? Is the time cap wrong? Are the rep schemes wrong? Are the weights correct?
The weights, I don't think the weights are correct, but the time cap seems fair to me.
How are they incorrect?
The 175 to 120. I mean, I think it should be 185, 135.
Ooh.
Well, it is kind of cool though, James, what Anikha said, right? It's like this weird weight. There are some girls who are going to see that who think they can cycle it, right?
Right. If I was to see that, if I was to see 175, I would feel as if I could cycle 175.
Well, you gotta,
but then again, when it's 185, I'm like, it's just it's different.
I think Anthony Davis is going to win this workout.
Wow. Hot take. If you're an athlete and you're smart, you'll go watch the 2018 regional workout.
$10. Let's go, Hiller. $10.
All right, who are you gonna take over him? He can't be in the top 5 right now, and I'll make that bet.
He can't
be in the top 5. Who's going to beat Anthony Davis?
You can't tell him.
All right.
You can take Travis Mayer.
Fuck, don't do that.
He's 6th.
Oh, that hurts, Taylor, you asshole.
You can take DeLugo.
JR, while these guys fight, I want to ask you the same question I asked James. Do you have any problems with this? I mean, I'm really excited to see it go, especially after hearing Anikha.
So you're taking Anthony Davis solely on the barbell.
Take Chandler. Chandler almost won that quarterfinals workout both years with the 185 bar.
Yeah, but
Anikha, all right. So far, I'm 1-0.
Sam Kwan's going to do good. If Marquand can move the bar, he's going to do good.
I got Anthony Davis.
I hate betting on people because it's all just about who shows up, Like,
yeah.
No, there's no predictability there.
Are those snatches going to hurt Colton? I know it's a short range of motion, but man, it's heavy.
Well,
Colton's strong as shit, man.
I got to log off, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
JR, any critique of the workout? Weight, rep scheme, time domain, anything in there that's just bugging you that later on we can apologize for and be like, no, you guys did it perfect.
No, it's fine. Like I was talking to Brian about this earlier. You know, we've mentioned the fact that you've got three running workouts and two of them that have shuttle runs in it. But you know, it's at the Vikings practice facility. It's out on a field. Maybe that's just the field that they want. They want you to use the field and use it in different ways. Whether you're progressing down the field or whether you're doing a lot of running between movements or whatever. So no, I mean, I actually like that the 72 chest to bars are kind of like one set of chest to bars and not the 160 is separating the 32 snatches. I actually like that the snatches are on the front and the back end because I do think you'll see the people that win will probably be able to rip off a chunk of those 16 to finish the workout. So I think like someone like Chandler Smith or DeLugos could possibly be someone that could also push this one with Anthony Davis.
For sure. I agree with Matt.
Yeah.
Hiller, I have a question for you.
I love your questions for me. What do you got?
And then just asking.
Are you going to ask me how I would do the workout, or
no,
my
I don't give a
athletes do
shit.
it?
No.
All right,
But I want to ask you this question because I'm hoping the three other people would jump on you, say wrong. Are we going to see any squat snatching towards the end there? People getting desperate.
Or
in the final heats, meaning are we going to see squat in the final heat of the men and women? I'm sure we're going to see in the early heats, but in the final heats of the men and women, do you think we're going to see some squat snatching? Like
I'm
people
looking
just
at the athletes right now, and maybe if Fisa Gaffi got moved into the final heat, perhaps. But other than that, I don't think so.
Anikha, you think we're going to see some squat snatching?
I'll tell you one thing. If I was in Granite, absolutely you would. Because I am a much better like squat anything than power. So for me,
we pull up James Townsend's training camp. It sounds like we have a new member for it. Will you show us
I am like, if I were to keep my cycle speed up, I can squat forever, but I can't pull forever. So like eventually I can't pull it high enough and I just end up getting under it, and that keeps my cycle speed up. Like the past 2 years of quarterfinals workouts with the power snatches, I ended up squatting almost, not all of them, but like the end of them, I squatted them just because I could get it off the ground quickly and I can get under it. So if I'm like in a race with someone and I can't power anymore, 100% I'm going to be squat snatching. It's not hard. It's easier for me.
I think we need to talk. We need to talk.
If you would like to have James Townsend bust you up, straighten you out, whatever you need, he can do it both. Break you down, build you up. Make sure you check out the website, TBO Training Camp Volume 4. Mr. J.R. Howell, are we going to see squat snatches? Is that the way? Maybe are we going to see the winner do a squat snatch?
He better not.
I think they're going to do everything they can not to squat. After thrusters complex with heavy squats and 190 light squats today, I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to try to do everything they can not to, but you may see one or two, depending on the heat.
Phil Toon, Colton Mertens, Brent Fikowski, Timothy Paulson, Nick Matthews. Those are your top 5. Sitting on the outside is Travis Mayer, Zachary Bunton, and Leonel Franco. And on the women's side, someone's breaking up good.
Hiller.
Yo, what's up?
His phone. And on the women's side, we have Mallory O'Brien, Danny Spiegel, Amanda Barnhart, Alex Willis, Chloe Wilson. Someone's phone's fucking up the something. Kelly Stone, Emily Rolfe, and Chelsea Nicholas. Anything else you guys want to say before we run away and watch event 4? Go ahead, James.
I'm taking Marquand.
Yeah.
I'm staying with my guy.
It's the home cooking podcast.
All right, cool.
Podcast.
He's trying to even up with me over the course of this weekend.
If just so everyone knows, if Marquand beats Anthony Davis, James gets $10. If Anthony Davis beats Marquand, Hiller gets $10. We will see you guys.
20. He'll be up 20.
We'll
that
see you
was
guys
a hot topic in the comment section on the other one with the liftoff. It was.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys at 7:15. That's 2 hours from now, a little less than 2 hours, 7:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Anyone else want to say anything to anyone before I log off?
I got Marquand Jones too. I'm playing him for this event.
Hey,
I'm with you.
Okay.
Marquand Jones.
Anikha, take one. Pick one. AJ or Marquand?
Marquand.
Anthony Davis. I got Anthony Davis too.
Just remember, I'm 1-0.
Let's go, baby. Marquand all day.
JR. Now that we're doing it, Marquand or Anthony Davis.
Marquand.
Caleb.
Let's go.
Marquand.
Souza.
Marquand.
Okay. Oh yeah, you already said it. So 4 Marquands and 2 Anthony Davis.
Who
All right,
else
guys.
said Anthony Davis? You did. Okay. Sevon's on my